All right, have and have not fans. Now, I didn't expect to do a video today because, again, it is my birthday, so I've just been relaxing most of the day. Went out, Barnes & Noble, sat down, read a few books, bought a few books, Best Buy, got a few movies, ate a nice breakfast, and hopefully just go out, get a nice dinner, and just relax for the day. Feels very good to have the day off, and the fact that we do have a new episode of the Haves and the Have-Nots coming out tonight. And well, I'm recording this at 6:15 p.m. Eastern time, so in a little less than 3 hours we got a new episode coming out. So again, I didn't expect to do a video, but I just felt I had to do this one because I was reading through some YouTube comments this morning, because I woke up, birthday messages and whatnot. I decided, let me just check YouTube, see how things are going on the channel real quick. A bunch of comments on various videos such as, did Candace really love her son? Is Hannah wrong for keeping Candace away from the funeral planning? And just some of my videos with the same topic of, well, Candace. And a lot of people, and again, I've seen some comments, since I started YouTube, but I've just seen increase in them about people who literally just say, I'm sick of you bashing Candace. You don't understand her character. Hannah's no good. It's Hannah's fault the way she is now. I need to go ahead and start making videos myself because you keep misrepresenting who Candace is as a character. Well, I mean, hey, gotta do what you gotta do. But like I'd always say, these videos are just the beginning of the conversation, and the comment section is the extension of my videos. But here's my thing. I never get on here and publicly, if you want to call it, because they're fictional characters. I never really publicly bash a character unless I have legitimate reason to. So whenever I do a video, and honestly, I don't hate Candace. I hate some of the things she does. I hate the way she acts, like, telling her mom that she wished she was dead, and basically ignoring her child. I mean, yes, she did. Whenever she was around her child, there were sentimental moments, like, where pretty much in the last time they saw each other alive, so to speak, where it was Benny and Candace coming back to the motel room, and it was right when Hannah was looking at the news report about Quincy Quincy Sr.'s body being found, and then the bracelet, Benny's bracelet, the one that Hannah gave Benny, found in the grave that was dug from in the backyard. And in the next episode we see where Candace is holding Quincy Jr. in her lap, showing her the video game and whatnot. And then even when she first got back to the hospital when Quincy Jr. was there, just love those moments. But at the same time, it's just I can't see why people get on here and just bash me, like, you keep misrepresenting Candace, whatnot. I've said it time and time again that Candace did not care for that boy as much as Hannah. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that. I feel like we can all agree that Candace did not have the level of affection that Hannah had for Quincy Jr. Even in my video where I said, does Candace love her child? And again, that was like a long video, so I don't even feel like breaking that down because, again, it was really long. I mean, in the sidebar I have links to various videos about Hannah and Candace and Quincy Jr., so you can go back and watch. But I always say that even if Candace does in her heart have love for her child, you can't say that her child is the most important thing in her life, because it's not. Her lifestyle, money, all the things she does for the excitement and thrill, like being an escort, blackmailing people, that trumps anything in her life. That trumps Benny, that trumps Quincy Jr. Don't believe me? Go back and watch some of the previous seasons. I mean, the biggest thing, and I've said this, I'm just like Maggie Day. Whenever a character is written off the show, or if a character takes a drastic shift in persona, Maggie Day is my example. But when it comes to my case against Candace loving her child, or at least caring for her child, or doing being a mother, let's put it that way, being a mother, my example is always at Amanda's funeral, or should I say, like, after the funeral. Well, actually, before the funeral, when Candace went over to Hannah's house, and then after the funeral when everybody's at the Crier mansion, Hannah said, instead of trying to mess with these criers in their time of grief, You know that your baby is alive because Quincy came by with him, and I told you that. You should be using all of your connections to find out where that child is instead of messing around with these folks over there. Guess what she did? She decided to mess with the criers. What happened? She got busted in the head of a bottle. Then what happened? Instead of looking for her child, she jumped on a private jet, a private plane with Oscar to go to New York. It was Benny who went through all the ropes of bailing Quincy out of jail, messing up the truck, you know, with the seat belt on the passenger side. So when he wrecked the truck, he can get out safe because his seatbelt was fine, but he drugged Quincy out, beat him up. And if I'm not mistaken, he even called Warlock for some drugs, not for himself, but to plant on Quincy during, you know, the entire plan. That way, when the cops came, he would be arrested and put away for good, whereas he would have the information he needed to save his nephew. So I really don't see why people can I mean, again, the comment section is the comment section. You can say whatever you want, but I just don't like when you say like, oh, you keep bashing Candace. What are we ought to do like a poll or something like that. Just like do like a Venn diagram or like a tally mark chart, you know, just like a scoreboard, so to speak. If you wanted to count up all the times Candace did something that was for herself instead of doing something for her child. I mean, literally, if you want to do that in the comment section below, I welcome that. I mean, I think one of the best things that she ever did, well, I mean, not the way she did it, after she blackmailed, you know, Jim, got the $7.4 million, bought the house and everything. I think one of the things she said she wanted to do was bring her son there. But of course, I think that was around the time that Erica's like, don't do that because Warlock, you know, has been showing up randomly. And that's the last thing you want for your child to be there and be hurt. So at the end of the day, it appears that, you know, her actions are for the benefit of her child. But at the same time, you have to look at the fact she's done so many. It goes back to what Hannah says. It's all a circle. And that's why I've become kind of tired of Candace as a character. I'm not saying she needs to be killed off. I'm not saying that. I just want to see a change because it's rinse and repeat. You know, she tries to mess with somebody for blackmail. She gets what she wants for the time being. Then that person comes back for revenge, either puts her in a near-death condition like, you know, Jim with the Malones or Warlock with the gun, or, you know, pretty much not the time where he tried to shoot her last week and then got shot himself. I mean that time where, you know, Quincy's body was still on the floor in her house and Oscar took all the money and Warlock came over. I believe it was after he was at the towing company speaking with Benny and Mitch. And then, you know, Benny let it out that, you know, she got all these millions of dollars. Warlock went over and was pretty much, you know, tossed her around and was going to shoot her. But pretty much the only thing that saved her life was the, hey, I did lie to you, I'll get you $2 million. And now it's with Charles. It seems to be the same formula where she might overpower him, which I do think she will. But at the end of the day, it's going to come back to bite her. That's why I don't see why people are like, you know, hey, you're really being, you know, mean to Candace and whatnot. And I'm just like, if you look at her character all from season 1 to the beginning, that's one thing I hope the people who comment do. Do you really remember season 1, season 2? Do you remember Candace from back during episode 1 to where we are now? Because whenever I do these videos and blogs, I look at the entire series as a whole. I'm not taking one chunk of, hey, here are 3 episodes where Candace was a real bad bitch and this is why I hate her. No, I talk about Candace from back during season 1 to the present. So I want you to keep that in mind when you get on here to do these comments saying that I really, you know, stink at these videos and it makes no sense why I'm bashing Candace. Now we get to the main thing. And I even mentioned this earlier. It's about Hannah. It's like, well, it's Hannah's fault that Candace is the way she is. I never debated that. I never did. Even in the video where I talked about, I forgot which one now. It was probably about the one where Candace loving her son, or even the one about, is Candace getting what she deserves? Yes, Candace is the way she is because she got molested as a child due to one of Hannah's escapades with men. And I never said that Hannah was wrong for that. But what I did say is the fact that Hannah apologized for that. I'm not saying that apology got rid of all the pain and suffering that Candace has been through. I'm not in no way, shape, or form saying that. All I'm saying is when Hannah went over to the Sarandon Hotel, remember, it was after, you know, Amanda's death. They took the body out the house. Remember that Hannah came home. Benny drove with the, remember, it was the car that Candace bought for Hannah, but it was the one where, that's when Erica was introduced. Pretty much, you know, hey, here's this car. I found out the guy like was, you know, been cheating. He's been married the whole time. So take this car and do whatever you want. That car was the same one she bought for, you know, Hannah. So Hannah asked, is like, Benny's like, look, I got this car. It's legit. It's legit. I bought it from this girl who wanted me to tow it, and it's for you. So Benny drove Hannah to the Sarandon Hotel to talk to Candace, saying that they lost their child Amanda, they lost their daughter Amanda. I seen the pain on their faces. The road you're going down, Candace, is going to lead to your death. Please stop what you're doing now and just go on the straight track. And that's where Benny's in the room, and it's finally revealed. If I'm not mistaken, Benny learns himself for the first time why Candace doesn't like Hannah about her being molested as a child. Hannah says she was wrong, but remember, I believe Candace said that when she was a kid in like elementary school, the cops came and had her in a room pretty much to like, interrogate, whatever you want to say, pretty much talk about the incident. And she's like, well, you didn't come in. I was asking the whole time, where's my mom? Like, you never came in. And Hannah said the reason I couldn't come in or didn't show up is because I tried, but the police said I could not go in that room with you. And she apologized for it, gave her a hug, said, I loved you. Candace was crying, said, get out the room, and that was it. So again, I'm not saying that moment erased all the pain that Candace went through during, you know, when she got molested as a child. But what I am saying is that Hannah made a sincere attempt to reconcile with Candace and hopefully change her life for the better. So when you all say that it's Hannah's fault and all, yes, she is involved in it, but you can't say Hannah has not tried to make a genuine attempt to reconcile with Candace. So, I mean, I want to cut this video short because there's a lot more I can say, but really, I don't even feel like it's my birthday. I need to go out and enjoy myself before the episode comes tonight. But I just wanted to do this video to let you know that when I'm being hard on Candace, I back it up with facts. I'm not just getting this microphone saying, you know what, Candace sucks. She needs to be killed off. She's a bad bitch, all this stuff. No, no, no. Whenever I do these videos, I go into detail. So please, in the comment section below, and and I've said this before, even if you and I've answered back to some of these comments as well, even if you disagree with me, I would rather you have like, you know, a paragraph. Well, even if you don't like feel like writing an essay, but as long as you write like a couple of sentences explaining why you feel like I'm wrong, I appreciate that more than, oh, I disagree. Well, just tell me why you do. And as I said earlier in the video, please, I challenge you, just write down some of the things that Candace has done right as a mother, but at the same time, don't ignore the fact that she pretty much disregarded her son's safety just for her own personal gains. Because again, it is inexcusable that Candace got molested due to Hannah's, you know, running around when she was younger. Pretty much she was Candace. Remember, she used to be a Candace before she got saved. Now, whenever I do these videos, also keep in mind that I'm not ignoring what Hannah did in the past as well. Not to mention the fact that she's pretty hypocritical now. And there's a video I'm also going to record later on tonight having to do with, you know, is Hannah wrong for turning away help? Because I believe in the preview for this week, she even says, I can't keep looking at you as my savior. I believe Catherine says something along the lines of helping her out. And then Hannah pretty much doesn't want to take it. So I'm going to do a video later on tonight about that as well. So again, I just want to cut this one. This is shorter than I wanted it to be. But again, I need to really enjoy my birthday because this day off does not come around that often. But I just wanted to do this to make you all aware, the ones who pretty much feel the need to bash me in my comments, is that whenever I do a video on Candace or whatever character, if I talk negatively about them, there's always facts in the video to back it up. So I just wanted to make that clear. But as always, thank you very much for subscribing, commenting, and watching, because it means a lot. As I said, and I'll keep saying it almost every video, the video is just the beginning of the discussion. The comment section is the extension of that. So let the comments flow in. Let me know your thoughts. And what do you think of Candace as a character?